Say hi. What's up, Andy? From Atlanta. Hey, what's up, Cody? There's a bunch of regulars. You know. Yeah. Nick from Wisconsin. Hey, shirt. Confident men, John. Confident men.
It's salmon. It's salmon.
Yeah, it's straight up pink, man. Whatever. Probably looks like pink to them. Light balance, I'm sure, is killing it. So.
What's up, Brian?
All right, guys. So how's everybody doing? And welcome to the special edition of Car Audio Talk. It is a Tuesday night. We had to accommodate. We have Eric Rooks from Alpine here. Of course, you guys all remember John of Dynamic Sales. And there's Fernando, who probably won't talk much because he's still having a hard time with it, but he is feeling better, so that's always good. And of course, there's me.
Yeah.
It's always me. It's all about me right now. Okay. Haley would hit me right now.
That's
So,
Haley right there.
the whole reason why we're here is because of you.
Fantastic.
I know, right?
Glad I could be here.
If anybody caught any of the CES YouTube footage about Alpine's new 2018 products, then you'd probably recognize him. He was in those with Chris Tagoo.
Chris Tagoo.
And
I couldn't remember my title in one of them. And, people kept walking in our frame. And
that was great. I know.
Awesome.
That was, I was like, I could feel that.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, live is.
That's right. It's great.
People just like to. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you?
Oops.
Who are you? Yeah. No, I get that. But anyways, we're gonna talk about Alpine today.
Fantastic.
And we're gonna talk about a couple products. But before we get into Alpine, our viewers always like to know a little bit about the guy who's talking to them.
Okay.
So we all know John. We don't need to talk about him. No. We can though,
well, John's a great guy. John's a great guy.
Eric's new, so we got to make sure.
But we got to introduce Eric to the show.
I'm new to the industry. That's right.
So, let's start with the simple question, which is never too simple. Why are we in 12 volts? How did you get into this 12 volt world that we're in? What's your history, man?
So why did I get into 12? I wanted the loudest stereo in school.
All right, so the same reason why I got into 12 volts.
That's pretty much why I got into 12 volts. So, basically started off in the industry. I was in high school.
Okay.
And I had a shop that I hung out at all the time.
Right.
And basically got a job kind of just sweeping up floors, right? That's where I started. And from there, started doing some installs. And just kind of grew from there. I went to Installer Institute in Daytona when it was in its infancy.
Really?
A long time ago.
I actually hired a guy from Installers Institute. It was funny. He was a customer and a fan. And he was like, hey, his mom did prepaid college fund, okay? And instead of doing the prepaid college, he just cashed out and went to Installers Institute. And we're like, really? I know, right? Your heart would break if your daughter did that. Yeah. And mine too. Anyways, he comes in and he goes to JJ. He says, hey, listen, I'm going to go to Installers Institute. When I get out, will you give me a job? And JJ was like, sure. And I was sitting there going, what? What? So, yeah, there's my installer story. So, continue.
So Installer Institute, right? So,
yes.
I was I guess it was pretty much in its infancy.
Yeah.
And I was the only guy that actually had a job in the industry.
Yeah, he was too.
So,
yeah.
But, MECP certification and all that good stuff. So, started there, did that, moved on to another shop, where I got to help build some demo vehicles for manufacturers and increased in my fabrication skills and started doing that. So, I had probably 9 years in installation and sales at the retail level.
Where were you at when
in Jupiter, Florida?
Jupiter, Florida.
Yep.
Okay.
So moved to Jupiter when I was 5.
Are those places still open?
No, thanks to me, they've all closed.
Oh, they've all closed. All right, well.
No, seriously though, I moved on before they closed. So actually, it wasn't my fault. I promise.
Okay.
So, anyway, so in 2000, I became, I started working for an independent rep firm here in the state of Florida. PMA, Perpetual Marketing Associates.
Which is no longer there.
That's right. Well, I have a trend.
I'm seeing a trend.
There's a trend.
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah. I promise, I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
So anyway, started off as a product.
Let's end the show now before we start talking about Alpine.
Yeah, we're good. This isn't the way I was expecting this to
go. No, that's okay. That's okay.
So, anyway,
what year was that?
That was in 2000. So I started working with Perpetual Marketing in 2000. I was hired as a product specialist.
Yep.
So basically, I went around to local dealers doing training, product support, technical support.
Yep.
I taught some of them to do fabrication and stuff like that. So that was my first step into manufacturer's representative. So then I moved up into a sales position, ended up as a sales manager for the company, did that for a few years. So then in 2016, transitioned out of the industry for a couple of years.
It's always a good thing.
Yeah, it was a break. It was good. Recharge the batteries a little bit.
Yeah.
And
get new perspective.
Yeah. So then, Alpine had the opportunity. They were starting these positions as brand specialist. So I was fortunate enough to get the position, and here we are. 3 days into the job, I'm at CES. Next thing I know, I'm on camera.
Talking with Chris Tagoo.
Talking with Chris Tagoo and Steve Brown. Steve Brown actually made a couple of cameo
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was pretty good.
It was funny. The Alpine cars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. I met the artist who painted all those.
Okay.
He is a Disney certified artist. And Disney just had their art show, Disney whatever, at Epcot. And he was one of the guys out there because he paints Disney pictures. He's an airbrush guy. And we're standing there, and Haley's like, Haley's my daughter, and she's like, aren't those the Alpine cars? Because she's seen the Sinister Six.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And I go, yeah. And so I said to the guy, I said, his name is Noah. I said, Noah, are you the guy that painted all the Alpine stuff?
That's right.
And he's like, yeah. And of course, then he got like $150 of my money because he's that good. And well, he painted a cool Boba Fett picture. So I mean, and then some other Disney stuff that. We spent a lot of money at the art show. But that was pretty cool. I was like, wow, that's neat. He was a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Like really
very talented.
Oh, talent, to
Unbelievable.
more talent than you could ever imagine. But anyways, so we're here today, and hopefully Alpine will still be here tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. Well, as long as I have a job there, they're safe, right? The trend is after I'm gone.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's true. So you left PMA before they?
No,
PMA.
No, PMA,
Yeah. PMA left themselves.
Same time.
Anyways, we won't go down that road.
Yeah.
I worked there too for a very small period of time, very very small, long before you. Anyways, so Halo9.
Yes, Alpine Halo9. Yes.
Alpine Halo9. There is some confusion on the Halo9 because it is the Halo9 here, the 307. And it's got other model
309.
numbers.
F309.
F309.
Yeah.
There's some other model numbers for it overseas, which we won't get into, but I see those, and I'm like, that's just a Halo 9. So I like the fact that Alpine just said, this is the Halo 9, and then you guys with the DAB tuners and all that stuff, you can put any prefix you want on it. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so we refer to it as Alpine Halo9.
Okay.
And it is an absolutely fantastic product. We're very excited about it.
I know, so am I. I've been dying to put one in my car.
Yeah. Me too, actually.
Yeah.
People are like, when are you going to do it? I'm like, okay, stop.
Yeah.
We've been just really busy. It's tax season.
I know the feeling.
What made Alpine... Okay, so we all get the Restyle. So let's back up for those of you guys that aren't familiar with Restyle. Restyle in the U.S. is... What do you got?
No. I just want to say hello to
Go ahead.
John in Australia.
Oh, what's up, John? How you doing, buddy? Some good tequila clears it up. See? There you go. You were saying, I got to drink some tequila. So in the U.S., we do this... Alpine does this thing called Restyle.
Mm-hmm.
And the focal point is definitely the Jeep.
Right.
But we also have all the Chevy trucks, big full size.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Fords, we have the Dodge, we have the Nissans,
Toyota.
and we have the Toyota.
Mm-hmm.
And what that does is, depending on the make, model, and year of the car, it gets you at least a 9-inch, in some cases a 10-inch,
right.
GM and Chevy.
Right.
Now, what that limited us to is every other vehicle on the road.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have Alpine Halo9.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
We needed like an A, an H, and a 9, like cool logo.
Yeah, right behind us, all lit up.
Yeah,
nice.
that'd be really cool. So all right, I'm not going to talk about it. Tell us what the Halo 9 brings to the table.
Okay, so Halo 9 is a universal 9-inch display. Okay, it gives us Apple CarPlay, Android Auto capability, so we have all the latest technologies for your cell phones. It gives us HDMI input. It gives us sound tuning capabilities.
So we'll use the TuneIt app.
No TuneIt app on this one.
Really?
Yeah. No tuner app.
I didn't know that.
But you have a parametric EQ.
Well, yeah, you have all the tune it features built
Yeah.
into the radio,
But
just no tune it app.
Okay.
What the heck, man? No. I know you weren't
Yeah,
there. It
I
wasn't my
wasn't
decision.
there.
I just
Yeah.
have to tell people.
I'm the new guy, man.
All right, so but it has everything that's in the Tune It app in the face of the
Yes.
radio.
Yeah.
So everything that like a 207 has in it, it has
Right,
the
exactly
same
Parametric.
parametric. So
Yep.
for any of you guys that don't know what the EQ section is in Alpine Radio, you can check out our video on the 207.
Correct.
I mean, am I right to assume like the 309 and the 207 are very similar?
It's a similar platform, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So if you want to see all those features, check out our review on the 207, and you can kind of get an idea of what it has. But let's go over them real quick, just for 9-band parametric EQ.
Yeah, 9-band parametric EQ, selectable crossover frequencies. Okay.
For front, rear, and sub.
For front, rear, and sub, all independent.
6, 12, 18, 24.
Yep, exactly right. 6, 12, 18, 24, exactly right. You have
Time correction.
Time correction built in.
Volume control for each channel.
Yep, exactly right. Well, for each pair of channels, so you've got front, rear, and sub volume. It's not independent.
Oh, you don't have independent left and right?
No.
I thought you did.
Okay.
No, it's front, rear, sub.
Okay.
So you have that. You also have subwoofer level control. You
Yep.
have 4-volt preamp outputs. And then you get into some of the input capabilities. You have HDMI input.
Yes.
You have camera input.
I know, wait, a radio that still have
Sat-tuner.
HDMI input.
Sat tuner.
Yep, sat tuner input capabilities. You can use it with a Maestro, so you can get all your vehicle dynamics on the screen, your
Yep.
gauges, and all that stuff. You can get up on screen as long as your
Yeah, I was gonna say,
your
for
car
anybody
is
that is
capable.
interested in
Correct.
Maestro, you have to go to Maestro or go to
Liquids or Butterworth.
go to idata.com and click on the green Maestro tab on the top of the page, and then you can pick if you want to replace the radio or replace the amplifier. Pick replace the radio and see if your car is Maestro compatible.
Yeah.
Oh,
Colorado
it's,
Springs. What's
Butterworth, I'm
up?
pretty sure.
Oh, the crossovers.
I think it's Butterworth. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to double check.
Butterwater filters.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with Butterworth right now. If it's different, let me know and I'll get back to you. We'll go with that. Dade City. Hey, what's going on?
Yep.
All right, so it comes jam packed full of audio, and of course.
Hey, that's my dad.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, Dad.
Nice.
All right, the one. Okay, so the 107. We're gonna jump around a bit. I apologize.
Yeah, no problem.
The 107 came with the dreaded 2-volt output because everyone just lost their cookies when they're like, "Oh my God, it has 2." It's like, dude, it's for a specific customer.
Yeah,
And
exactly
trying to
right.
get everyone around that, and it does put out exactly 2 volts.
2 volts.
It's not like it's 1.8.
No.
It is 2 volts.
No.
We did a radio dyno on it.
Good. I'm
So,
glad you did that.
And so we showed everyone that it's actually almost like 2.2 volts. And the 207 is 4 volts, and that's good. This is 4 volt.
Yes.
I'll say, okay, because that's what makes everyone happy.
Yep,
It's like
4 volts.
if you don't give them 4 volts,
Yep.
they just go crazy.
They loosen it.
Now, the one thing about this radio, like all the others, you guys like to put plugs on the back of your radios.
1 or 2.
1 or 2.
1 or 2 plugs, at least.
So for all you guys that are getting those installed in, let's say you're doing like say speaker level output, the RCA's plug into the back, correct?
Yes.
So make sure that either you tell your installer to make sure they install them if you're not getting amps,
Don't throw them away.
or put them back in the box.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
nothing sucks worse than 2 years down the road when you go to add a system in.
And
And
you
the
don't have
guy
a plug.
No, exactly. But the nice thing about the plug-in
Yeah.
thought process behind that, if you're not using those preamp outputs, they take up quite a bit of room in a dash.
Oh yeah.
So if you're not using them, it gives you a little more, ease of installation.
Are they the green ones?
Yes, they are the green ones. So they're 3 different lengths.
Yep.
You know,
so you can
so-
stagger them.
Yep, stagger them out. That's exactly right.
That makes it nice. Why do they use green? Did you ever get an answer to that?
No, I've never thought to ask that question.
So back in the day, that was the difference between a 2-volt and a 4-volt. All the preamps, because they used to come with 6-channel preamp, and they come with 2-volt two volt front and rear and 4-volt sub. So the front and rears were black and the sub was green. So I can only assume that Alpine at some point decided that green was going to be
Green's the color to go
green
with
means
it.
4 volt.
4 volt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either that or it means really old Stinger RCA's.
What they had laying around?
Well, no, just because they use that ugly color green. I have some in my home stereo, 8-gauge green. That Mike, he always used the ugliest colors for Stinger cables back in the day. Okay, back to the Halo 9. So it'll work in a single DIN.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Okay, so it's designed to be ISO mounted. Okay, so it's not shipped with a sleeve.
Okay.
Right? So
it needs to be screwed into the brackets.
It needs to be screwed into the brackets, and that's for stability because of the weight of the screen. So if you've touched or seen a Halo 9, Alpine Halo 9, the screen is very high quality. It's very
a lot of metal.
It's a real screen.
So it's not like somebody can go and tilt the screen.
Right. Exactly.
It's not gonna break.
No. So the way that it works, so you have the chassis. It's a single DIN chassis that mounts into the dash.
Do you want me to bring one in here?
You're worried.
No, we have one right here.
Well, while we're bringing one in here, I'll keep explaining. So we have a single DIN chassis, and there are adjustments for the screen mount in and out. Okay, so depending on the type of dash that you have, there you go. So that front piece it has two positions, so it can be in or out. The back of the screen there slides on and locks in with screws, right? So there's adjustments on the side of the screen. You see the screws there. You take them out of each side, and then there's positions of adjustment up and down.
You kind of ratchet this like a TV mounted on a wall.
Yeah.
So
so you take your screws out, you mount it where you find your position that you need up and down,
and you just
lock it in. There's screws on the side for tilt, so there's multiple tilt angles that you can choose, and then same thing in and out on the chassis itself, and then you put it all together.
Is that like a 100-pin connector in there?
It's a pretty big connector.
Yeah, so there's a big connector in there, and of course there is a ribbon cable, but it's not like it's gonna move. So.
No.
Yeah, once it's in.
Yeah, once it's mounted, it's mounted.
And it'll tilt any direction.
Yeah,
any
direction. So
how much?
20 to 45.
20 to 45?
Yep. And then the other thing you need to make sure of is, and that's going to dictate on the chassis where you have the position in or out.
Does this come out?
Yeah.
So this comes out too?
Well, that's already in the
position. There's screws right here.
So you take the screws out and then they'll move in.
Yeah.
So you can have it closer into the dash.
Okay.
So depending on the dash, the angle of the dash, and the angle of the you need the screen is going to dictate your in and out position and your tilt position.
And of course, all this will be in the video when we actually get time to make it.
Correct.
There you go.
Andrew, I'm sorry. Andrew said the Halo 9 works in the 2011 Yukon Denali.
2011 Denali. That's that dash right there, right?
Yes.
No, yeah, right?
Something like that. Yes.
Yeah, it'll work, no problem. So you use a standard kit and harness.
So you can go if to get the kit. We always recommend go to pack-audio.com. Check out your car. They should have a dash kit there. Most of those dash kits are going to come single or double DIN. Mm-hmm. You want to make sure you select the one for a single DIN so it'll have a pocket below it.
Correct.
So you can do that, or if you do a double DIN with a universal pocket, it gives you a little more adjustability.
Okay.
On where because you can mount the chassis up high or down low.
Okay, so there you go.
So it gives you a little more adjustability.
And then you'd have to put some form of a blocker in there, or use the pocket and put it on top.
Use the pocket,
yeah.
So that's the way that would go. So essentially, it works in a wide range of vehicles. The thing you want to make sure of is when you go out to the car, make sure there's real estate around where the screen would go.
It's not going to block the air conditioners, probably like old school flip outs.
Yeah. So you want to look at that, but it fits in a wide range of vehicles.
Okay. So another question they say, and of course that's what they
ask. Too cool. I thought it was a mouse pad. I was really excited.
Wireless CarPlay.
Yes.
It has wireless CarPlay.
It does not have wireless CarPlay. Okay. Currently, the only unit on the market, period, that has wireless CarPlay is the ILX 107. That's exactly correct. And they're gonna
come out with like a update or something.
Wireless CarPlay is not a software update. It's a hardware update.
Okay.
So there won't be an update for wireless CarPlay for that.
Well, you'd have to have Wi-Fi built into the radio.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't have Wi-Fi built into it, so.
Yeah. So at this point, it's a wired CarPlay. So.
Okay.
Which means you got to keep those battery charged anyway.
That's right.
So let's not get too excited. Although this will work 35 feet.
Yes.
Really?
35 feet. Yeah, we shot that video too because someone goes, "How far can you be away?" And I was like, why would you do
Well,
that?
if you have a bus, I guess.
Well, no. Your car's parked out at the, you have your Jeep and you're chilling out on the, doing your thing, and you want to be able to change songs. You can get 35 feet with wireless CarPlay.
There you go.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, we never thought of it either. And the guy was like, "I'm going to be doing this," and we're like, "You need to know how far it is away." So we'll check it out.
Good thing. To know.
So, what? Okay, this is going to be a strange question. You may or may not have something into this. What made them do this?
What made them come up with Alpine Halo9?
Yeah, because let's be honest, Alpine. All right, when you think of Alpine, you think of Alpine as the kid that shows up to school that got his jeans on, his shoes tied, his button-up shirt, wearing the backpack, ready to go. Mm-hmm. His stuff is together. And then I get the restyle. The restyle is Alpine, kind of venturing out of the box, but in reality they're still doing the Alpine thing. It's like we're still trying to make the cleanest, most organized product. And then you have a Halo9, which is like, to say that other brand, acoustic that's powerful, had something similar to this, and everyone thought it was neat.
I want to jump in and say
jump in.
Right, so I'm familiar with the other product you're talking about. The difference is that I don't think that the build is
no, I get the build quality.
Right?
I'm
so
with you.
then the other thing was I think they were a little ahead of their time. You go to a Honda dealership or a Mercedes dealership,
right.
Now, you're going to see more
floating
displays, right?
Well, dude, I was just watching the new Navigator commercial with the guy's sitting there pinching and zooming as he's cruising across on a boat through the Arctic or wherever the hell he's at, Alaska. And yeah, it's a big floating 9-inch touchpad in the dash.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is
why?
What made Alpine do it?
My opinion would be, in the brief period of time I've represented the product, is that there's a lot of demand for applications that they don't make restyle.
Right.
And the creation of restyle, from what I was told, was that people, the research that they did, people want a bigger display.
Yes.
So that was the creation of restyle. And now, as you evolve through the larger displays, well, now we have to the tooling is very expensive, from what I'm told, right?
Yeah.
And then you got to keep up with the latest cars, because those are the guys that are the earlier adapters.
Right.
Now we have a universal piece, and it just goes hand in hand.
That's right.
You're gonna stick with his answer?
I like it.
Yeah,
Save my voice.
That's it, man.
That's good. Good job.
Try it.
Also, no DVD included, right?
Correct, but you can add our external DVD.
There you go.
And it has HDMI input. So you can
And you can control it from the display, or use a remote.
Sorry.
Does it interface with the overhead?
No, it doesn't have HDMI out.
No. Well, okay. Yeah.
But if you use
so it doesn't interfere. Okay. So for like a 207, a 207 you can pair up with the overhead and do the controls through. For these guys don't know that Alpine does make an overhead, a 10.2 inch with DVD. Best picture quality.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Is insane. If you pair that up with like a 207, you can control the 207 and the overhead from each other.
Yeah, there's a data wire connection that allows it. It basically makes it a remote control.
Yeah. Does the Halo have any of that capability?
That's a good question. I haven't done that installation yet, so I'll have to look into that.
So we have to do that.
All right.
That's actually easy enough to look into.
Yeah.
I can find out right now.
Okay.
Let me look at a harness.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because it'll have the
data plug.
John.
Yes.
Do you know how wide is the screen from side to side? Let's check it out. Do you have it?
Well, yeah, I just had it.
It's up there.
Where the hell did I put it?
I think you put it
I'll
back.
just grab this. Oh no, I put it right here. All right, hold on. Let me get a tape measure.
So we're gonna find out.
There was also a question. Somebody said what amplifier to use on their 4 speakers, and I just wanted to know what series speakers, because it's relative to efficiency.
Yeah, it's an Alpine.
That's the exact same thing. Okay.
4 Alpine door speakers looking to smallish show. Go power pack.
All right, so if we go from corner to corner, it's 10.5 inches. If we go across the top here, it's 9 1/8. And then it is, if you go in the center where it's kind of 6 inches. So figure about 9 1/8 by 6 inches. So having a hard time with those harnesses.
Okay.
No? No control for the...
That's why our DVD player comes with a wireless remote.
Oh, okay. No problem.
No question.
All right, well, people, what did I miss? All right, so that's a good question. Let's bring you guys up to date. James, how's it going, buddy? So, for those of you guys just tuning in, we have Eric Brooks here from Alpine.
Yep.
He is a trainer. He is a product specialist, and he is here to talk to us about Alpine. We've been talking about the Halo9. We've been getting a little backstory on Eric. It seems we've actually worked at the same place at one point at different times. We have John here from Dynamic Sales, who is the Alpine rep. So one led the other one here. Of course, you know Fernando, and I'm still Dean. All right, so let's talk about something else.
Okay.
And to answer the question, the 308 or 309 doesn't do the overhead controls, but you can still add on the DVD player if you want. But it has HDMI input, which just plug your phone into it.
You can do that.
And at the end of the day, that's all we want.
We've even seen
long as
guys
you're
put Apple TV into it as well.
Or just plug your iPhone into it and skip all the unnecessary heartache of an Apple TV. I mean, let's be honest.
A lot of wires.
A lot of wires. One cable, magically done.
You wouldn't need like a Wi-Fi spot.
Yeah. No, I'll just plug my phone in.
That's it.
Slow it down, John.
David say, what about Waze?
Waze app.
A lot of people ask for Waze app.
On the Apple CarPlay only works with authorized Apple apps.
Correct.
Okay, so Waze is not an authorized Apple app. So that's why when you use CarPlay, the Waze app does not come through on those apps.
So I think what I know where he's going with this is that both your competitors right now have deals with a third-party vendor, which is allowing them to do Waze through the USB, and I'll show that to you later if you ever want to see it. And I say sort of because it's been just riddled with problems. And I know, and you know, because you work for them, but anything that is going to be glitchy is not going to be Alpine.
That's right.
Correct.
So the easiest way to display Waze on the screen would be through the HDMI input.
Right. And then mirror your phone.
Mirror your phone and do it that way.
There you go. So he just said just mirror your phone. It's not like mirror link that you can control your phone
and mirroring your phone. Just so I can put this out there.
Correct.
Your phone,
that's what we're doing right now.
That's what we do on HDMI while you're parked.
So it's HDMI. Okay, mirror link is not mirroring your phone. Okay, the term mirror link is an Android term that was a technology that doesn't exist anymore. It was on the G3 and a couple back then. We're on the G9 or the 9 now, so it was 6 generations of phones ago. That was compatible with radios. That's not to say MirrorLink doesn't exist. It turned into Miracast, and then now Samsung has just pulled out of all of it, and everything is done over USB-C through an HDMI converter. Back to what MirrorLink was originally. They're not calling it MirrorLink.
So I think iPhone refers to it as just screen mirroring.
They just call it screen sharing or
screen
something
sharing.
like that. But MirrorLink is just this word that it's just
okay, so also Andrew say when you're installing the radio, the bracket you can see the bracket.
No, so the way that it mounts, basically flush with whatever kit you're doing. Okay, and then the screen mounts to the chassis, and then there are panels that go over all of the bracketry, all the screws and all that. It covers it up, so it's a nice fit and finish.
How does they snap on?
They just snap right on.
Okay.
Just snap right on. And
like the little wingies on the amplifiers.
Yep.
Yay.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, I like those.
Yep.
Somebody say about 3K amps.
3,000 amps.
Alpine new 3K amps.
No, Alpine does have 2 new amplifiers.
3. Type X. 3 introduction.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's not talk. The Type X. Brand new. Oh yeah, so those. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about the little amps.
Yes.
Oh,
the ruggeds.
Tough power packs.
Let's talk about the tough power packs.
Yeah, very cool.
They're not 3K, but they're pretty cool.
They're very cool.
So the brick amp, the 455U, is in the 455A. We talk about a ton.
Yeah, they're great
because they're great little amps. I personally like the U because it has the high pass filters, which is a bonus. What? You okay?
No, I'm listening.
Okay. So, and we actually just did a video with one in a Jeep on an older Alpine not too long ago, which was cool.
Yeah.
Now we have the Ruggeds. Talk a little bit about the Ruggeds.
Okay, so they implement a really cool technology called DPP, Dynamic Pulse Power.
Okay.
So for an instant, it will actually give you...
Are they down with OPP?
I don't know anything about OPP. I'm talking about DPP.
DPP. Get it right, people.
Sorry.
DPP.
Okay.
So anyway, so what it does is it delivers instantaneously double the power rating of the amplifier. So we have a 75 watt by 4.
Okay.
And a 300 watt by 1. So for an instant, it'll give you 150 by 4 and 600 by 1 instant power output.
All right.
So dynamic pulse power. So we heard that system in the Jeep that was at CES.
Right.
With it's called the PSS 22 WRA, and absolutely sounds fantastic. It has a submergible, waterproof 10-inch that goes under the passenger seat.
Yes.
And it has all weatherized speakers with every adapter you'll need to fit in any JK Jeep.
Okay.
And also the tough power packs, which come with a bracket that fit under the in the factory location for the amplifiers. Under the dash.
Yeah.
So that's
you can buy them a la carte,
and you
right?
can buy them a la
Okay.
carte.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
That's
so they'll be here summertime.
Now, are those have any kind of waterproofing, IPP, whatever rating or whatever?
Yeah, IPX67. So they are water resistant.
Water is not documented bucket of water,
Right.
but they will take some moisture.
Yes.
So that'll be nice.
Now the plugs are called waterproof, but the amps are IPX67.
So do they conformal coat the boards? Do we know?
I haven't seen inside one, so I don't know.
Okay. Well, they're pretty good.
They're pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're a little bit bigger than the bricks.
Just a little bit,
and a little bit
bigger.
more rugged looking.
Yes.
Yeah, they definitely up the heat
Yeah,
sink
they
size
are
of the
not
brick.
something you'd be ashamed to show off.
Yeah, they look pretty nice.
They're good looking amps.
All right. And then, of course, the other amps you were referring to was the new X-type amplifiers.
X series.
X series, yeah, I know. I'm
X
still working my around.
So we're in transition. Yeah, we're in
just
transition
X
from
and,
Type R and Type S to X series and R series
Yeah.
and S series. Yeah.
Yeah, which is I'm never gonna get right, and I'm sure everyone will correct me on that. It's not a type anymore. It's a series. I'll be like, oh, my bad. So the PDR V9 or PDX V9. Okay, the V9.
Right, PDX
okay.
V9.
PDX V9 5-channel is, I feel, probably the pinnacle of Alpine amplifier success as far as
Next to F number 1 status, absolutely.
Yeah, it is the number 1 selling 5-channel amp that we carry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People come in and ask for it. We've highlighted it more times than I can imagine on other shows. But you guys went in a different direction with the new stuff. Now, we're not getting rid of the old stuff, but it is a little bit different.
It is a little different. There is some shared technologies within the two, but you know, the PDX V9 stays in the line.
Yes.
Okay. So new price point, hitting new price points with the X series amplifiers,
which is always good.
And tuning specifically for our X series speakers. So when you look at power ratings of our speakers and subwoofers, they match the power ratings of the amplifiers.
I did notice that.
So
are they high res?
What's that?
Are the amps high res?
They are high res. However, the PDX V9, if you're looking for the ultimate in sound quality,
yeah. Well, no,
the PDX V9.
Well, yeah, we've talked about how the high res is a certification that Japanese companies pay dearly to have on their products.
So
and the X type are high res, and your radios. Are the radios now high res? Do they have the sticker on them? Do we know?
No.
All right. No. Okay, I have to check the box. But the amps are. Mm-hmm. They have the high res, which is just there again. It's like saying something's Dolby Pro Logic or Dolby Digital.
They'll perform.
Processor have it.
We're gonna get to that. Probably not. I don't know anyone who makes a high res processor.
Yeah, not high res. But put it this way: it's going to perform at a far greater frequency range than I can hear.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what high res does. So, now, when I was looking at the PDX series compared to the new series, it looked like the two smaller, older PDX are basically the new PDX amplifiers. Basically, roll into those positions perfectly. Yep. Like they're better price points and they're the same power.
Right. Correct.
And then they added another 5-channel below the V9.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Yeah. So, Okay, that was confusing, and I apologize.
That's why we rehearse a little bit before we do
well, no, we don't rehearse.
Facebook Live, right?
Yeah. DP jokes. Are the instructions better than the X? Oh, gosh. Yeah. I don't want to hurt you on that one. That was before you got there.
What was
instructions for these? The install guides for those that look like they were drawn by Nakasumi. Sat there with, I'm going to draw your instructions. And that was very bad. But, no, I had a guy. Actually, we just sold one of these last week to a customer. And he was putting it in, and he was like, dude, he's sending me snapshots of the instructions going, what is this? What is it? And I'm going, oh, yeah, how long has it been since I put one of these in? I had to think about it, and I'm going, all right, just, okay, no, all right, here's what you need to do.
I've installed a few of those in my day. So,
yeah. Now, my personal thing that I'm most excited about, other than the big radio that I'm going to put on my dash, is the DSP. Okay. Alpine has been making this for 2 years overseas, and they finally are bringing it to us because right now, like we talk about on the show all the time, this is the time of the DSP. Everyone is getting into DSP. Everyone has DSP. Everybody. I mean, it's ridiculous how it's like that. Because the radio market we get is where it's at, and you guys are struggling or pushing. I wouldn't say struggling is a bad word, but you guys are pushing as hard as you can to keep putting these things in the dash. We're getting to the point where that's becoming harder and harder in some vehicles, and it's just impossible in others. So Alpine has decided to bring their cool DSP over here to the U.S. Tell me about it, because it's different than everybody else's DSP.
It's pretty awesome. It's a pretty cool piece. I've actually been playing with one for a little while now.
Okay.
So still
hopefully writing a good instruction manual.
Yeah. So the instruction manual I had was in Chinese.
Well, which would be better than everyone's, because no one gives you instruction manuals with DSPs. I don't know if you've ever used anyone else's, but no one gives you an instruction manual.
Yeah. So we have an instruction manual with it. So it's pretty. It'll give you some tutorial on
basic tuning.
Yep, basic tuning.
Basic tuning, I think, because that's that not to deviate a little bit, but I'm going to because it's what I do. That's the biggest complaint everyone has about DSP, whether it's the audio control, whether it's the bit, whether it's insert brand XYZ, the new DSR1 from Rockford/iData. It's like everyone always asks, can you do a video just showing us basic EQ settings? It's like, what is 20 hertz? What is 20,000 hertz? What are all these numbers in between?
Yeah.
Do I just do the flying V and pray? And no one, it's like no manufacturer wants to talk about this or even promote their products. Like, hey, look, ours has an instruction manual, and we'll talk to you about basic sound theory. Yeah. So hopefully yours has a little.
Yeah, it's a challenge because you have to, a lot of times we really need to leave the setup of these products to the professional. That way there's not damage done to speakers.
Well,
or
I get
else.
that, but
so
we if I don't know if you've been watching where people are checking in from, but they're checking in from.
Wife?
That would be my wife.
I'm assuming. I'm like, okay.
But sure does know what he's talking about. She didn't see me a minute ago.
But no, and I'm with you 100% on leaving it to the professionals. But we're here in Florida, so we're in a unique market in that you can pretty much spit in any direction and find a car stereo shop. Yep. You get out into the middle of the world here, or the middle of the U.S., and it's like, a lot of the guys we talk to are like, dude, there's not a car stereo shop for miles and like more miles than I'm willing to drive.
Right.
And even when you get there, they don't know anything. And it's like, I feel that, even kickers in Oklahoma, for God's sakes. I mean, they're in the middle of nowhere, and I just feel like they're those. Yes, we all want the professional guidance to install it, and we were having this conversation with the previous guest, Jeff Smith, and we were talking about Phoenix Gold's DSP, and it's like, not every place knows how to do it.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, I
went
went
to
the
tools,
or has the tools.
I went to the audio control training, as we'll call it, and I was the only guy with an RTA.
Mr. Ruiz, he just said right there. a lot of places they are afraid to do a DSP because they don't know how to do it.
Right.
Or they're afraid to
And
the
even,
software.
yeah, and even
So,
when you
yeah.
go to the training, there's just,
Well,
half the time
I mean,
the trainers aren't
it's an investment for the installer or the person doing the DSP system. You know, they have to
Yeah.
have tools to be able to do it correctly.
there. Right.
You know, which most times consumers, you know, they won't have those at
Right.
their
Yeah, most-
disposal.
Like what I was getting is that at the audio control training, I was the only guy with an RTA.
Really.
There's 6 dealers there, and when Chris Bennett said, "How many guys have RTAs?" and I'm in the front row doing this, and at the halftime he goes, "Hey, did you know you're the only guy that raised your hand for that?" And I was
Well,
like,
You should
Don't you
rate
have
like
6
this.
RTAs that you could have shared with these
Yeah.
guys? Because I think
"Yes,
you do.
yes,
Like I have 1, 2.
yes,
Another one right here, 3.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, we do." Shush. It's his fault, not mine. He just likes spending my money. Okay, back to the DSP. Sorry, reeling it back in.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's talk about DSP. Yours is cool.
Mhm.
Why?
Yeah, it's cool. So I'll try to remember all the features. It has a lot of them. So,
Just circle the basic ones.
okay. Well, there are a lot of basic
Or would
ones
you
too.
open up your phone and you could...
Yeah, I could open up my phone and look at the app, right? So, wrong phone.
Yeah.
Oh,
the color of the screen is right. Yes, it's a pink shirt.
oh, boy.
All right. So basically, what this product gives us, it gives us 6 high-level inputs.
Okay.
Okay.
Summable or
Yes. So we use a matrix summing. So
Okay.
I'll talk a little bit about that.
Yes.
That
Okay.
takes some, you know, getting your mind around.
okay.
So it has 6 high-level inputs, 6 low-level inputs, 12 line-level outputs, and 8 powered high-level outputs. So 8 by 25.
That's what I was getting at.
So, yeah.
So it has an
It has
amplifier,
an amplifier built in.
built into it.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
So 8 by 25.
Correct.
And then how many RC outputs? How many?
12.
12 RC outputs.
Yep.
and
Fully
8
assignable.
Fully assignable.
Fully assignable.
Whatever they want to be.
That whatever you
click
want
on
it to
it.
be.
So that means that there's a cool app.
There's a very cool app.
So
The folks at home won't be able to see it probably, but
I'll walk it over to him.
so the app.
Wow, you run that thing naked?
Yeah. Well, I've got a little screen
Wow,
cover.
man.
Oh, wow.
It's now under the dash and doing the stuff.
Yeah, I don't install anything.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Wow.
I do have dirty hands, so I do install some. So,
Holy
okay.
crap.
So
All right.
this is. Here, let's go.
Yeah,
to
you
let's
can
go to the
walk
first
over
screen
there.
first here.
All right,
So
show me the screen.
Let me show you the right screen. So we're going to go to our output screen. All right. So if you look at the output screen here, you can take.
Now this is an
and-
iPhone.
This is an iPhone. So
Is
we're
the
gonna-
app downloadable yet, or do you have
Yeah,
a beta copy?
Actually, that's a good question. I think I have a beta copy.
Okay.
So what we can do is I'll touch on the channel that we're currently looking at. So you can take and select any of these
Buttons.
buttons.
Boxes.
Yeah, to call each channel what you would have it be.
Holy
Right.
crap. Okay.
So we can do that. So for example, this is left subwoofer. Okay.
Yep.
You can see our crossover set at no high pass filter. We have a 24 dB per octave slope, and it cuts
you
off
can-
at 75 hertz.
You could use that as a subsonic.
Yeah, you could.
Okay,
Absolutely. So if we go in and we want to adjust our, let's see if we
Oh,
can get
yeah.
this-
No. So we got 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, or 48
Yeah.
dB per octave slope.
That's
Wow.
exactly right. And it's selectable per channel.
Okay.
Okay. You can also select what type of crossover you want to use.
So there you go. You have your links, your Bessel, and
Vessel or
Butterworth.
Butterworth. Exactly.
Okay.
So you can do that. So, and that's all per channel.
Okay.
Okay.
And then it has time correction, I'm assuming.
Absolutely. So it has time correction. So I don't know if you can see that there.
Yeah.
So we can select it. We can set it up using milliseconds, centimeters, or for us that just have a plain old tape
Plain old
measure,
tape measure.
and in inches.
Okay.
So it's easy to set up time correction on
Man,
this.
you shouldn't come back.
No.
You've got to show that matrix.
Yeah. So
Okay.
matrix.
Matrix sum.
So
Okay.
all right, matrix summing. So this is going to be kind of
We'll
a challenge.
We'll
So-
graze over it.
all right. So these are your channels of output, right?
Okay,
So
yep.
we select what channel of output we want to use.
Okay.
All right, so let's say, for example, we're going to channel 3,
Right.
and that's a coaxial speaker.
Okay.
So let's say these are our inputs. Okay,
Okay.
so let's say we have a tweeter here and a mid-range here and a woofer on this input. So what we can do is we can take, if we wanted to run channel 3 full range,
Right.
we would take and do 33%, 33%, 33%.
Okay.
Okay. So you're getting 33% of your tweeter input
So
going out to it.
Okay.
33% of your mid-range output going to it, and 33% of your woofer output going to it.
Okay, so...
Or 50-50 or 30-70 or whatever you want to do.
I totally get it. So, and that's on every channel. So
That's
it
on
has
every channel.
6-channel input level control.
Right.
So, all right, that's actually not that hard to wrap your head around. That's nice that it's on every channel, so that you can use any channel. Now, can you assign the outputs to specific points?
Yep.
So, like,
So what we did on the first page was assign our outputs.
So can we assign our inputs? What I mean. So, for example, if I'm hooking, let's say I have a car and there's a tweeter, there's a mid bass, and there's a subwoofer. I want to sum those in to make a left and right perfect, like you're talking, 30-30-30. Pardon me. I can tell those 6 inputs just where they need to go and not.
Exactly right. Well, exactly. So what you do is you find channel 1 of your output, and you tell it what information you want to send to it.
Okay.
Channel 2 of your output, what information you want to send it, and so on and so forth.
All right. Well, that'd be cool as hell.
So yeah,
I'm excited.
It's pretty neat.
That is
pretty cool.
That's gonna be crazy. So why the power in it?
So the power in it. So let's say we want to run riffle. Or we want to power factory speakers.
Okay.
Or, with another,
whatever.
You want to do tweeters.
Expanded flexibility.
Let's say you center channel.
You don't have to use it.
Right.
Yeah.
Power back.
Yeah, you want to do a center channel. You want to just power a set of tweeters. Like, so I've seen system diagrams where it's running a 5-channel amplifier. It's running active, the front channels of the amp to X series mid-range,
right,
and then 2 channels of the high power input to the tweeters,
right,
25 watts per channel.
Can you do any bridging?
That's a good question. I don't believe so.
I didn't think so either,
no,
but
I don't believe so.
I figured I'd ask because I know someone's going to ask me.
Can
I turn it into
my answer is
you
no.
have to add load resistors on certain applications as
well. Well, yeah, I mean, installation aside, I mean, you're always going to have the, like on a new Jeep, you need a higher load resistance than you need on a older Jeep if you're going to do that, and that's a whole nother headache we won't go down. Go ahead.
Okay, so Andy Costa say, and why would the general customer need that? Some cars come with 10 speaker system and get replaced by 4 and 6 regular speakers and a sub.
Right.
Or 2.
Okay.
So why would we need that?
Why would we need the power?
The DSP.
Oh, the DSP. Well, the DSP is going to actually do even more for you. So, when you add aftermarket product to a car, and factories, if the factory system had enough forethought into it, a lot of these are EQ'd. To the speakers that are in the vehicle and whatnot. So when you add different speakers, that EQ is going to change.
Correct.
Okay, so you would want a new DSP to be able to EQ the car.
Correct.
To tailor it to the sound that you
exactly
want.
Right.
Right. So okay. Totally. Depending on the install you're doing, there's multiple ways you can do the install. So if you're doing an install, let's say it's a premium sound system, they've like in a Toyota or a Lexus where they've already added in time correction, and they have an all-pass filter, so you can't really do much
Hello,
summing.
Bill.
And you need to, hey Bill, what's going on? And you need independent channels because you're not going to bring your tweeter and your mid-range and sum them together because then you're going to get hollow points or nodes that it's just going to go crazy. So. But you want to EQ your tweeter because, or you want to EQ the mid-range because you're going to pull out that generic paper cone crappy magnet speaker and you're going to be putting in an X-type or you're going to be putting in an S-type or you're going to be putting in an R-type or whatever brand insert name here. It's not going to perform the same way that other factory speaker did. And you don't want to use their EQ setting.
Right.
So by having, how many channels?
So 12 channels.
Of equalization.
And... do you know how many bands of equalization per channel?
I'm guessing 32.
31.
Okay,
really
31.
Close. 31. And they're not limited by widths on
your
range on your points.
So it's a
fully parametric.
Selectable
Q.
You can select. Well, just like the 9 bands that are in the radios, so you can.
Yeah, but they're you
limited.
can only.
Yeah.
So these you can pick 2 frequencies right next to each other.
Wow.
And I'm down with that, but I also really
Not that you would ever need to do that.
Oh Jesus, no! But the one nice thing about the DSR-1, which is the Rockford, iData combination piece. I don't know if you've seen it at all. Just check out our video on it. It's really cool. We have two. It has the 31 band or 32 band EQ with parametric and go crazy on every channel. But then they also have a basic mode, which is a 7-band EQ. Okay. And you can actually use both. You can go in and you can, as an installer, I could sit there with an RTA for 6 hours and set up every channel individually. Or as a consumer, I could just select basic and go in and just adjust 7 bands of equalization to make it sound better. The idea behind it, I'm assuming, is that it approaches it from all levels of installation.
Right. And our head units do the same.
Yes. You totally.
So you have 9-band parametric EQ.
Yes.
And then you have bass treble.
Yep. And which is the 107, in my opinion, is what exemplifies that, is the exact representation of if you want a basic consumer product or do you want to go crazy, because on a 107 it just has presets, it just has bass and treble, and then you pair it up to your phone, and there's not even crossovers. I mean, they're not even there. But then if you pair it up to your phone and tune it, all that stuff is there. And that's great, because not everybody wants to go crazy. What I'm getting at is put a basic button in the DSP.
Right.
And then we have memory settings on our DSPs also.
Yeah, of course.
So there's preset memories.
How many?
6 that are loaded into the DSP itself.
Okay.
Okay, and they're customizable, so you can rename them.
Okay.
So what's really cool about the setup for an installing standpoint, so if you're doing multiple DSP systems in a car.
Yes.
Okay. A lot of times when I would do a sound system installation or sales at the retail level, I had a few go-to systems that I would go to. Right? So I knew if I was going to use this speaker, I was typically going to use this amp or this this head unit.
We train Paul the same way.
So what you can do with that?
Got to get in that rotation.
In the app, there's actually a drop down. Yeah, there's a save feature, so you can save, and then let's see here. So I'm going to hit, and these are just a few that I've saved in.
Okay. Yeah.
So what's cool is they're on the phone.
Yes.
Okay, so that I can go, and when I Bluetooth pair this phone in a car that I just did,
right,
I can load a basic EQ or a basic crossover setting in all my channel setup into the car.
All right, which is
save
like
it in
when
the car.
We pre-tune an amplifier.
Yeah, save it in the car, right?
Okay.
It's still on my phone. I go into another car, load it.
So that brings up the next question. You're pairing it over Bluetooth.
Mm-hmm. Real time,
paired over Bluetooth.
Yep.
I only bring this up because everyone wants to know, because most people don't understand Bluetooth. Everyone just assumes Bluetooth is for audio, and they forget that it's also for keyboards, it's also for mice, it's for everything. Your Bluetooth is for communication only. It's not for pairing to stream music over.
You can also stream music on it.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah. You can also stream music.
So you can stream music over it.
Yeah, it looks at
Bluetooth
as a source.
It looks at Bluetooth as a source for audio. So
you want to show them how you would set that?
Yeah, no, that's okay. I mean, as long as it'll do it.
Yeah, it'll do it.
We're good. That's the question they're going to ask, is that can I do Bluetooth? If it has Bluetooth, I can do Bluetooth audio.
It has optical in too.
Yeah, it has optical in and coax.
And just regular auxiliary input, I'm assuming?
Yeah, so each of the preamp inputs are looked at as a auxiliary in.
So, okay. Well, there you go.
So you can use that as auxiliary.
What about a master volume control?
Yeah, so there's a display that comes with it.
Okay.
Okay. With a flush mount application.
Sweet.
Has volume control. You can change your presets. You can mute the system, and and change your
subwoofer level.
No, not on this generation.
Well, hopefully the
amplifier comes.
Yeah, I know, but
so we make this cool product called a RUX knob.
Yeah, we don't.
Point 2.
Yeah, point 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So that way you don't have to go through.
Actually, I have one of those on my home receiver.
Yeah.
And I need to update it because the cables are dry rotted. So, but adjustable Q factor. Yes, it has adjustable Q factor.
Yes, he said.
Updates. Optics. Is a fiber optic input.
Yes.
The question. Okay. I'm going to ask the question because I get this asked all the time. It has fiber optic input.
Yeah, don't ask me that question.
Okay.
I know where you're going. I don't
hang on. I want to hear it.
So the question is, and everyone asks, it's not Alpine specific. It's just last night, and we get it asked every week, is what radio has a fiber optic output?
How about if we went with the Amp Pro 4 over there has fiber optic output?
Understand that, but if you can replace your radio, I want to put in a radio in it. I want to go from my
fiber optic
radio.
Have we all accepted that radio is eventually not going to be?
We've all accepted that, and
Yeah.
we're cool with that. I'm fine with that, but the question is what radio has a fiber optic output? You know, and
Nobody's gonna
Alpine
spend the
had
money to
it,
develop it,
Kenwood
yeah.
had it, Pioneer. It's not develop it. They've already had it. They had it on their radios 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and it's gone. Kenwood had it on their radios. I have one sitting over there now that has it. That's like 8 years old. It's been there. You know it's been there. It's gone now. But everything now, especially with high-res audio,
Accepts it.
But it's gone. It's like HDMI. You guys still have HDMI. You're the last. Everyone else is like, oh, HDMI. It's like even Kenwood comes out with a brand new, awesome, high-res screen that's 720 by 1280. That's going to be the benchmark for the new screen. It doesn't have HDMI input. Really? What were you thinking? Give me that. But you guys have it, so we're good there.
There we go.
We don't have to have that conversation.
Good. Fantastic. I'm glad.
All right.
I know, right? Go ahead.
Donna say, I have a 2015 Camry with JBL. Can I use the DSP with a LC7i?
So you'd use an Amp Pro. The Amp, what year is it? 2015?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so go to pack-audio.com, type in your car, make, model, and year, and I believe the new Amp Pro for Toyota, it's like a TY12,
Yes.
is available for that car. That car is that's going to give you 6-channel preamp output. Then you can plug any DSP, Alpine's, into
Optical.
it,
Correct.
and you wouldn't even need the extra amplifier because you can do optical output. Correct. You can buy the optical port for your Amp Pro, and yeah, and you can use the 8x25 built into it.
DSP.
So you really,
Yep.
you know, you might want to get a little bit bigger amplifier, just maybe for the fronts and the sub. So you could do like the new PDX 4-channel, and do 3-channel mode on it.
Yep.
So you put left and right, and then sub, and then use that to power up the rears, the factory center if you want to retain that.
Yep.
Or you could go active on all fronts, rear, and just add a small amp for sub.
Man, you got it together. Good job.
I
like it. You must do this for a living. I like it. All right.
Your dad is actually taking, he say, he tell you everything that you know.
Oh, my dad said
Yeah.
that? Oh, yeah. Okay.
He's taking
Your dad installed
credit.
car stereos?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
I see a question up there now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Digital audio player, high-res player in case the, okay, so
My
the file
case,
exit, okay.
yes.
Use a DAP, take advantage of it. I'm guessing DAP would be the tuner.
Digital audio player.
Or no, or he could be talking about the tuner, the DAP tuners overseas, maybe.
I think
don't
it's digital audio player.
No, right above it he says digital audio player.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect,
High-res,
fine.
yeah. Okay, so Mike say, Alpine, please bring it back the 1.5 DIN radios.
Oh, good God.
1.5.
I know.
Yeah, remember those?
Yeah. Oh, I remember.
Yeah, I had the
I
one.
sold a lot of those.
I had the one with the 3-disc cartridge.
I sold a lot of those.
Yeah. We actually did a Volvo not too long ago that had the factory Alpine Volvo with the 3-inch load Alpine in it, and I guess Dyne Audio put the stereo in it, and because one of the viewers was like losing his mind. He's like, "Oh my God, that's the Dyne Audio system, and it's incredible." I'm like, yeah, I thought they looked familiar, but in a Volvo, okay, who knew?
Yeah.
But yeah, they Volvo does some weird stuff.
He-Man digital audio player.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's,
So you can take that into a. I'm
Yeah.
assuming
Yeah.
taking it into
Yes.
optical out. That's what you're talking. Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Well, they got that really expensive one now.
Yes.
That's, you know, that has
For the fidelity guys.
yeah,
Correct.
or you can just do what's the app? Tidal.
Title. Yeah.
Do you have your yearly subscription to Tidal yet?
I don't.
It's only $25 a month.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm good.
I'm good. All right, so we've covered the Halo 9.
Halo.
We've covered the new little cool amps. We've talked briefly about X-Type. I want to commend Alpine X-Type. Way to go! And
Thank you. Yeah.
And
It's
one
awesome.
other thing that is awesome is they have never been my favorite speakers, but you guys, I feel, hit it out of the park this year. S-type speakers.
S-type, yeah.
I
mean,
would never recommend them to anybody, but you guys this year, I think you finally.
So some key features in the S series line. S series has been, or Type S traditionally,
we'll just call them
has been a very strong line for us.
Price point.
Very successful at the price point. The S series line.
Yeah.
Sounds great for the money.
Okay.
You know, so it does good. So I'm glad you're happy.
And it fits in more applications. That's the other.
Well, yeah. So now we have a 6x9 component.
Yep.
So now we have 6x9 in the S series. We have a 6x9 in the X series. Which, if you guys haven't heard the X series, I know we talk about them a lot.
They're great.
Those are amazing. Those are really nice.
Good.
Unbelievable
really
mid bass.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And
oh my gosh.
So, the only one that hasn't come out with a 6x9 is the R-Type. Which I'm assuming next year we'll probably get a 6x9 R-Type.
We'll have to hold our breath and see. I'm not in product planning, man. I'll get a little peek preview.
Speaking of product planning, we're 2018 Jeeps. We're the Restyle guys. So, is it safe to assume that Alpine is not going to leave the 2018 Jeep alone for very long?
I would definitely assume that Alpine is not going to leave that Jeep alone for very long.
Okay. So for all you guys that are worried about if they're going to have a Restyle for the 2018 Jeeps, apparently they have it under control.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry too much.
No, okay.
There
so
you go.
should I worry maybe third or fourth quarter, or should I worry 2018?
Let's just not worry.
I would say not
worry.
worry. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh God, I can't believe they went
exciting.
I can't believe they went to a 4-inch.
No.
I don't know
All 4
why.
speaker.
Yeah. Gosh, what were you thinking, guys? I mean, everyone was so happy they put a 6.5 in the Jeep. Got rid of the stupid 4x6. Went to a 6.5. Sounded
amazing.
8-speaker stereo in the 2017 Jeep. Was like, you can do anything you want in there. And with the X-Type, R-Type, I love the fact that they build the crossovers in their own little pieces.
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing. And even the Restyle Perfect Fit 8 2-inch and tweeter for the Chevy, all the crossovers, which we did an unboxing review of, all the crossovers are speaker specific. So I don't have this giant crossover that I can't put anywhere. Right. So that's awesome. I liked when Alpine finally did that. That was like a genius move on their part. And everyone has kind of been following along with that.
Well, the real estate's just been getting tighter and tighter in the vehicles.
Oh, yeah. And it's great that they do that. But anyways, back to the S-Type. Few new... They've changed them a bit.
Say that again?
The S-Type. Back to the S-Type. They've changed those up a bit.
Hammer surround, so high amplitude multi-row surround.
Which is the
cool little rib surround.
Which is like right behind John's head on the woofer.
That's
that
exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah. So that gives us more control over the cone.
Ruffles have ridges.
Yep. So it has that. Yeah, a lot of cool updates on that.
Which was the same as that's on. That's all across the board now, right?
Yes.
So that's cool. So they brought that up to date.
Yeah.
What did they do anything to the tweeter?
Yeah, there's some updates. It's late in the day. My brain is fried.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
I don't remember all the specific.
But it is a new tweeter.
Yeah.
It's totally new tweeter.
New cone material, new tweeter, hammer surround.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so we talked about a ton of stuff. Mm-hmm. And do you have anything you want to hit?
Casey say, they're going to do an update for the Restyle 14 F-150.
Halo9.
Halo9.
There you go.
Alpine
way to go.
Halo9.
Alpine Halo9. Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Well, you have to because of the game. You don't want to get confused.
So, and quite honestly, let me just, for my own personal, what I'm doing, and my dad will be happy to hear this too. So my dad and I have a very similar truck. We both have Chevy Silverados.
Okay.
Right? So I currently have a Alpine Restyle GM2.
Okay.
Okay.
X09
GM2.
Yep.
And that I actually stole from him.
Okay.
Okay. And it's in my truck.
Okay.
And now I'm taking my X009 GM2, putting it back in his truck. Okay. And I'm putting the Halo9 in mine.
All right.
So the advantage of Halo9 obviously is Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. So sorry, Dad, you're not getting those features. But
well, just to make the Chevy guys feel better, the new version of those radios is going to be Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Oh yeah, that's for the 14.
Yeah.
We asked. That was Ford though. He was talking about.
The Ford.
Yeah, but you have
yeah,
GM.
Yeah,
But
I have GM.
Yeah,
we're
I'm just saying. But like the new GM.
Yeah,
version
so
of
the
Restyle.
i209 GM
Yes.
is absolutely a winner. That thing is awesome. So
Right.
it's gorgeous looking 9-inch display, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all the sound tuning that we talked about earlier. Yeah, easy installation. versus
From the
previous
the
model.
110,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, I was gonna say.
Okay, this is another one.
Yep.
I'm planning to do like a 3-way set.
They have one. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'll put it in my report.
Yeah. Actually, they do have one.
Yeah,
The
it's for the
Restyle
GM.
speaker that we're talking about for the GM comes with an 8, a 2-inch, and a tweeter, and mounts to put those in a GM. But you can strip all the stuff out of it and put it in any car you want. So they already have a 3-way set.
Right.
It's just made for a Chevy pickup, but it'll work in anything.
There you go.
So something to check out, and it's really nice stuff. I mean, it's an 8-inch mid bass and a 2-inch, and we were just actually talking about it before we started. Is that you need to tell somebody at Alpine to box those things up individually.
Correct.
Because,
Yeah, that will be awesome.
all right, so we talked about a bunch of stuff. Do you have any more questions? No.
Oh, we good.
What? Okay. Did we miss anything that you can think of? I know there's a lot.
we
on your
have
head.
a lot in
we
line.
went
so
all over the
there's
place.
a lot of stuff.
But I mean, key things. I know there's a lot, and anything you
What
can
do you
think of,
think,
John,
Well, I
that,
was
that
going
we
to
might
say
have missed.
we covered the new Restyle with the GM pieces.
Yep.
We updated the Wrangler units last year where they went to weatherproof.
Weather, yep.
Right?
Well, now,
But
and then now we
added
have
an
the new
off-road
trail
mapping.
rated.
Yep.
Off-road.
Trail, the off-roading mapping. And
Okay.
you have the new 207 WRA,
right
which is the 207 with a
with the
Kit
Dodge
Maestro.
bracket kit built into it,
and Maestro plug and play.
Maestro plug and play, and also it comes pre-wired for the Jeep backup camera,
Correct.
so that you can get their cool Jeep backup camera. I only know this, but I'll tell you later.
Have a whole new camera lineup.
Right,
Oh,
right.
really?
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
HDR, high dynamic range. Very
You
cool.
see the difference, very drastic, much better screen quality, picture quality at night and low light.
And there's still the cubes.
Yep.
So we can still put them into the tag cam.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So for those who don't know, which we've showed, is that Alpine does make a for their cameras, Universal can use it in others, make a tag cam bracket with license plate lights.
Yep.
So it's really nice. We've used it before.
It's really nice.
For other brands' cameras along with theirs, because why not?
When's the DSP shipping? I saw that.
DSP
Oh, good question.
shipping is next month, and Restyle work with the Bose. Yes, we have a Bose adapter for
There
the
you go.
GM,
Yes.
so you can add that to it and tie into Bose.
You guys have the
and-
only interface for that, by the way. How
Oh, really?
did that happen?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, you didn't know that?
we're Alpine. We had the first initial.
Yeah. Yeah.
We came first in the alphabet.
Yeah, no, you guys have the only interface to integrate into a Bose amplifier system.
I didn't know that.
iData doesn't do that for anybody. PAC doesn't make one. Metra might, but it's probably not going to work. Whatever. I mean, people know how I feel about that. They're a necessary evil. All right, so anything else
Cameras?
you can think of?
The question there I see are the multi-view. We do have a
Yeah.
selectable camera input that you can put to there and get your side and rear camera. And then we also have a front and rear selectable camera input
Yeah.
also.
So we have in the HDR cameras. There's a standard view rear camera.
Okay.
Okay, and then there's there's front and the rear that are multi-view.
And then if you buy any one of the radios that only has a single camera input, you can buy the
Two camera input, front rear.
Right. The expander.
the
Camera switcher.
3-camera expander.
Yeah.
So that's cool there. All right, guys. I'm not going to keep you any longer.
Well, thanks
Thank
for having
you for
me.
coming in.
Yeah,
this has
definitely.
been great.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you
John,
so
for
much.
bringing them.
You're welcome.
Good to see
All
you
right.
again.
Thank you,
You and
John,
your
again.
pink shirt.
Thank
Everyone
you.
loves the pink shirt. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this Tuesday night. If you came in late and would like to rewatch it, of course you could rewatch it here on Facebook, or I will have it up tomorrow for you to watch on YouTube. It'll also be available as a podcast, as a download, so you'll be able to get it in multiple places as always. Don't forget, we do a podcast, original podcast, and have it up every Thursday, so that we don't do any video on it, so if you just want something to listen to, so we do the Facebook live show, and we also rebroadcast the YouTube live show as a podcast, because they are longer, and sometimes it's hard to sit and watch something for an hour. But for those of you guys that came out tonight, thank you so much. Thank you, Eric, for coming in.
Thank you.
You guys have a great night as always.
See you later. Bye.
There you go.
Thank you.